Hello, everybody. Assalamu alaikum, Sastika, namaskar to all the listeners. This is attorney Shah Peerally, and I think we are definitely probably the last show of the year. So I wish all of you happy New Year, and hopefully this New Year will have some good news, which hopefully will happen. let's say it this way. But today I have Vedika with me on the show. She has been with us like for a while now. Thank you so much for helping us, Vedika, and she's really awesome. She has done a very good work to make things easy for me, and for that I'm really grateful, and also to Radio Zindagi, to all the team. And I really appreciate all your help, Niraj, Shiba, everybody, and whoever I missed. I just wanted to special thanks to them. And today we are going to talk about immigration, of course, and we'll be opening the line in a few minutes. And the number to the studio, 510-657-1170. 510-657-1170. I know a lot of people are probably on vacation, but the few that are listening to, we already have some callers. But before I start anything I'm telling you is my opinion. You should not act or refrain to act solely on the information provided. You should contact an attorney if you have any questions. The number to our office, 510-742-5887, the website attorneyonair.com. Today we're going to discuss a lot probably about INA 221G, and I just posted a video on my YouTube channel on that, and it's coming back, and I'll talk about it a little bit. But let me take the caller first. This is Shah Peerally. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Hello.
Hello,
can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you very clearly. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. Yeah, so I had a question actually. I am a Canadian citizen on H1B working in Bay Area. I'm currently visiting India on vacation. I know I don't need H1B visa stamp, but I just noticed that I only have the original of I-797A page 1. I do not have the original of I-797A page 2. Also, I don't have I-797C. My question was, is it okay?
You should be okay, because they can go, but you have the I-797A, you said, right?
I only have I-797, only page 1.
Okay, what do you mean page 1? You don't have on the bottom an I-94, that's what you mean, right?
I have the I-94, but there is a page 2 also which says void at the end.
Yeah, you don't need that. One is good enough. As long as you have an approval, they will be able to put it up if you have the receipt, etc. So a copy of that is good enough, and whatever you have should be good enough for you. Are you going for you're not going for stamping, right? You just want to enter after that, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you should not have any problem, hopefully, because that page is one of those pages is good enough, so you should be okay. All you can do, if you're getting worried, you can always ask your company to fax you a copy of all. Okay?
I have the photocopy, but I don't have the original.
You don't need the original. You're good enough with a copy. Okay?
And what's the significance of I-797C?
It's just I-797A is usually the approval. I-797B means approval with no I-94. I-797C is a courtesy copy, so it doesn't really. You don't need all this. You just need one. Okay.
Okay.
The one that is more important is 797B. Okay, and 797A. I'm sorry, A or B. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Good luck. Wish you all the best. So thank you so much. I don't know if I have more callers, but this is a very interesting question because it relates to the topic that we're going to discuss right now, which is INA 221G. As you know, a lot of people are actually kind of seeing a situation that is happening right now. In the past, I think even 4 or 5 days. But I was off yesterday and because of Christmas. But the thing is just like if you look at the situation, a lot of people are getting stuck. Not a lot, but I'll say a few people got stuck, and I got a lot of calls recently under the INA 221G. What's happening? INA 221G is one of those famous kind of tool that USCIS have been using to block people. Not USCIS, I'm sorry, the State Department, and which is also the U.S. consulate, has been using to block people from entering. And one of the things that they do, they just ask you sometimes for more documents, etc. But the part which is kind of intriguing is that it's happening to people who never had problems before, and people who actually file under what we call the Dropbox. Then suddenly they file under the Dropbox, they convert it into an appointment, and at the appointment they're starting asking a lot of questions, which are unfortunately now the new trend. For example, you're seeing this new form that they are using, like the form for the USCIS, not USCIS, but State Department, asking questions about the places you visited, the groups you belong to, and mainly your social media. Now, social media, people don't realize we write a lot of stuff in there. I write stuff too, but if they are using that as a tool to deny people. So you need to be careful what you write in there, because no matter which side you are on a group, that group can become a group that US doesn't like, or a group that is kind of a problem. Then you suddenly see yourself getting denied or getting blocked at the port of entry for basically any reason, right? Because it just infers some kind of negative things on you. So I highly recommend that if you have stuff written, so you need to be very, very careful, because once you give them your access, your Twitter, your Facebook, your YouTube, whatever you have commented there can come back and bite you. So I've talked about this before, but now it's a different level. It was not being applied at the State Department level. It was more something that was the USCIS. But remember, the easiest way to know about someone is to go to their social media. So be careful what you write there. And for those who think they're just going on a Dropbox, remember, Dropbox are not really a guarantee. Many times they will convert a Dropbox into a regular interview, and then guess what? If you have any problems, it will come back to you. And here again, this is Attorney Shah Peerally, and we are basically talking about immigration law. And I think, Vedika, are you there? Can you hear me properly? I have not asked that. And also, I'm talking about the issues that we are facing, especially from India. I got so many calls, so I'm thinking it's a trend now. And I have a YouTube video I just made quickly on this, and I just realized that I should have made this video earlier. In fact, I realized that today when I started getting more calls, because I got few calls before Christmas, and now suddenly I'm starting to get more and more coming. So bottom line, it is something that is going to affect a lot of people. Now, the way it works with INA 221G now, what it does, it blocks you first. They might keep your passport. That's kind of a good news when they keep your passport, by the way. That means they're going to process your case within the next probably 60 days. But when they return your passport, that means they might take more time. But it's not really exact, because it's just what I have noticed, right? So I might be wrong, but this is something that we have noticed a lot with people. So what happens now, they ask you all those stuff. Usually it's an email. They will ask you all those questions in an email. Make sure before you answer, you run it by a lawyer. It will be good, because especially if you have issues. Most of the questionnaire is pretty much basic stuff, but at the end of the day, one small thing can really hurt you, so you need to be careful. And what we can do for you, at least we can do a consultation. You can call us even on the phone from India, because most of the consultation are being done on the phone right now because of the situation. You can call 510-742-5887. 510-742-5887 is the number to our office, and we will be glad to actually help you and guide you with what's going on. And the truth is, unfortunately, that we are seeing this becoming a trend, and we don't know how long it's going to last, but we are expecting, unfortunately, that more people are going to get stuck there. So one of the things I'm telling people, if you don't have to go, there's no necessity, there's no wedding, nothing urgent. So be careful if you have to go for stamping, because the people I'm talking about here are not the typical consulting style where they get stuck or things like that. These are jobs that are solid, quote unquote, where they're basically working directly for the client, etc., etc. And they've been working there sometimes for 10 years, and one even 12 years, I think, if I'm not mistaken, or 8 years. And suddenly he's totally eligible for the drop box, but then suddenly you have this problem, and it comes back, and now he's stuck there. What is worrisome is now, after the 60 days or 90 days you wait, your company might not be willing to support you anymore because they need someone to work. Oftentimes, if you're lucky, they will make you work remotely. But if they can't, or they don't want to make you work remotely, what happens next? They just go ahead and deny your case. And what happens if the case is denied? Then denied, they terminate you. And if they terminate you, then if you go again for another interview where they call the company, then they'll say, okay, oops, too bad, your company no longer wants you to work there. Then it becomes another headache, because then you have to file another company, file quote unquote a movement of your H-1B, for example, and then you will be able to actually kind of come back after an approval, go for stamping again. So it is not really a nice situation coming up right now, and I think it's a lot to do with what's going on. Probably is a new rules of checking on people's extensive background check, and extensive background check means a lot of things. It can mean from basically you can have a background check on many points that you will not even realize. You might think, okay, I have a perfect record, etc., etc. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're opening the lines now. 510-657-1170. 510-657-1170. And if you have any questions on immigration, it doesn't need to be on INA 221G. It can be on anything: adjustment of status, parents' petitions, family petitions, U visa, consular processing, you name it. Please feel free to call 510-657-1170. 510-657-1170. And also it's really kind of distressful now. You have a lot of people kind of having problems with their immigration, but then suddenly they go on those Facebook pages and they write all their stuff there. I will recommend you don't do that. Okay, I know it's kind of cheap, it's kind of give you an idea, but you don't want to write all your stuff on a Facebook page, because that's a place where they are going to get your information. And it's the best is to talk to a reliable attorney. Just don't talk to anybody, by the way. So it is important that you have a consultation, at least go over the things and see if you can get a solution. Facts you can write. Hey, I went to immigration, they told me this and that, is that okay? But even that, I highly recommend you don't write anything now, because this is getting, a lot of people rely on those forums, which are okay when it's anonymous, but having a Facebook page with your name on it and writing your personal stuff, you're violating your own privacy, kind of. Let me take another caller. This is Radio 11 Air. Hello?
Yes,
Hello.
I have a question regarding my brother.
Yes.
Like he is an Indian. He is like 42 years old, and I'm trying to apply for citizenship for him. He doesn't have.
Can you turn off your radio in the background, please, because it's having an echo. I cannot hear you.
Yes, sure.
Yeah, turn it off,
yes,
and then you can talk. Okay.
Yeah.
Go
So
ahead.
now,
Thank you.
I'm trying to. We are planning to apply citizenship for him. He is handicapped. He is mentally disabled. So how long will it take? And my mom and dad are in good condition, everything, thankfully. So but we are just trying to see, how long will it take? My brother is also a citizen, and I'm also a citizen. to get my disabled brother's citizenship to United States? And what are the benefits if he becomes a citizen?
Okay. That's kind of a long-end question. Unfortunately, I cannot answer all of it, but all I can tell you is there is a possibility if he's mentally has mental issues, because if you just have physical issues, they won't count that. It has to be a specific mental issues, and you have to have a doctor who followed with him sign on the form and file it. Right now, it takes around 1 year to process. Usually 1 year, 1.5 years, depending on their volume of work. But I can tell you, if they don't prepare a good case, they will deny it, because they do that all the time even. But since your brother is known disabled, you might have a chance of getting it. Now, it can take 1 year to 1.5 years to get it. Maybe less, more or less, but that's the amount of time it usually takes. Now, the second thing is, well, the most important part is to prepare the case well. If it is not prepared well, this case is not going to go through. I can tell you right now, because a lot of people have abused that in the past, and the real people genuinely who deserve it don't get it because of that. Now, the advantage, definitely, if he's a U.S. citizen, he will probably be eligible for Medicare and a lot of advantage of disabilities, people who suffer from disabilities. But I'm not really an expert in that. You need to talk to a Social Security lawyer. They have more details on that. But as far as I know, having him on as a citizen will protect him in the future. So I will recommend getting it. But make sure when you file the case, you file it properly, because if you don't cover the portion of explaining that his mental capacity prevents him from taking the test, they won't bypass it, and they will ultimately just go ahead and deny it. So just make sure when you file it, you have the doctor who followed up with him really kind of cover the whole thing in a good way. So if you need help on that, you can give us a call. I might be able to help you. 510-742-5887. But we need the doctor to help us on this, because without the doctor, it's very difficult to get that. Okay? But the advantages are very good, though. It's worth it. Okay? All right.
Thanks a lot. Okay. Happy holidays. Bye.
Happy holidays. Good luck to you. We take another caller, Vidika. This is Shah. You're live on here. Hello. Hello.
Hi, Shah Peerally. How are you?
I'm doing well, sir. I'm doing well. How about yourself? Can you hear me properly?
Yes, we can hear you. So,
yes,
first of all, thank you very much. First of all, thank you very much for your continual giving the programs on the radio and giving a lot of information to a lot of folks.
Thank you so much. Thank you for listening. I really appreciate it.
Okay. So the first question I have is, can I ask you 2 questions or only one?
Go ahead. We don't have that many callers today. You can go ahead.
Good. So, what do you think, like F386, is that something going to be approved? If so, when do you think that will be implemented? Do you have any idea? That is the first question.
I don't think it will be approved. Nothing will go through. There's no way. I know it's kind of pessimistic, but I've been saying that for years. We don't have the Senate on our side, and we don't have the Trump on our side. So this going through, because even in the time when we had Obama, which was at the time when we have the peak, and Clinton even, we were not seeing anything going through the Congress in favor of immigration. So it might pass if we are very, very lucky, but the chances of it passing is almost nil. Unfortunately, a lot of people making noise and keeping hope on that, and I know it went through the House, but I don't know if the Senate will keep it alive with all the things going on. But I don't even follow on it, because I know, like many of the bills back in the days when Bush was here, there was a bill that actually passed the House, and even Bush proposed it himself, and then the Senate blocked it. Anything which is good immigration has not been passed for years now. Only good things that you have seen been passing were passed through the executive order of Obama, and now the only executive order Trump are passing are against immigration. So I don't see any good things coming unless we are very, very lucky. Okay? Hello?
Yeah. Can I ask the
Can you hear
question?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm listening to your second question. Go ahead.
Okay. The second question is, I have been in this country almost like 20 years, okay? And unfortunately, I had to go back to India and then come back. But my son is born here. He is going to be 21, say, next year or so. So, I think being a citizen, he can sponsor me. My specific question here is, does he need to work? Does he have to have income to sponsor me?
No. That's at least you have one good news for you. So you've been here 20 years. So your son, as soon as he turns 21, he can sponsor for you. He doesn't have to have income. You can use your own income in this case because you're working on H1B, right? You're on H1B right now? Yes. You can use your own income and put it in there. There are ways to do that, and if you need help, I can help you. And a worst case scenario, you can also put a friend or a family as a support, but he doesn't really have to have an income. You're fine.
Okay.
Okay? Oh, at least you have one good news, and I knew this was happening, and you're the first one I know it's happening. We're turning 21, waiting for so many years. I wish you best of luck, and thank you. If you have anything, just give me a call at the office, and I'll be glad to help you on that.
Okay. Thank you, and advance Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too, my friend. Good luck to you, and any help on for your son, just make sure that all the paperwork are done right, and then quickly it will go through. It takes around 6 to 8 months to get a green card. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is interesting, and we had a caller. I spoke about that, like, I remember, like 5-6 years ago, people who were in EB3, I said their children might end up by petitioning for them, and that's what's happening now. We are seeing that more and more. So just as a footnote, if your child is turning 21, they are U.S. citizen, they are eligible to file a green card for you and your spouse. For your other children, that's different. Then when you become a green card holder, and if your other children are not married, you're eligible to file for them the other way. So if you need help, please let us know. 510-742-5887 is the number to our office, and the number to the studio today is 510-657-1170. 510-657-1170. And I don't know how many minutes I got left, Vidika. Please let me know. And I have we are talking about okay, I don't want to say the word stupid, but the I need 221G, because it's really making people's life a nightmare. One of the things that I fought this 10 years ago. We were able to kind of tone it down, and then now it's coming back, bringing its nose up again, and really kind of creating havoc. You could figure out that in some cases where they're not sure, there are things like are not really clean, quote unquote, then it makes sense to have a 221G. But the cases I'm talking about here are clear-cut cases, straightforward, everything up, but there's not even need for an end client letter because they're working for that client, and guess what? They just hit them with a 221G. And I know what they're looking at is what we call the background check, and because of the questions, the emails they're sending to all the people, and this we know it was going to happen because we talked about it before, but suddenly people who were feeling very confident on a Dropbox getting changed from a Dropbox to directly an interview is the part that is worrisome. And I think also they are looking at people's political affiliations, the comments, etc., etc. So be very, very careful on social media. This is going to really be the new thing. Let me take another caller. This is Shah. Are you alive in here? Hello.
Yes, this question is for Mr. Shah Peerally and your business associates. I am Purushottam from San Jose, downtown San Jose.
Yes, sir.
So in downtown San Jose, there is a subject called Opportunity Zone. So from San Jose City Hall to SAP Center, small, medium and large investors from Manhattan, New York, New Jersey, and local investors, they're building 25-story to 20-story high-rise towers. And recently, San Jose City has increased that the same tower, you can build 5 floors more. So I wanted to know how a legal attorney like yourself, or a legal attorney specializing in real estate, can help me to grab these new opportunities in downtown San Jose.
Oh, I'm so sorry because I don't know anything about real estate. That's not really my area. But Amit is going to be here later, so if you maybe leave your number or something or call him later, he might be able to guide you because that's not really. And he's in real estate. He's not a lawyer, but I don't know enough about those laws to even advise you because I myself take advice from other people. So I'm really sorry, but it's good to invest there, and if people know, we're glad they mention it, or they can call and tell us more on the radio. Okay?
Yes, right. But my question was, opportunity zone is not a new invention. Opportunity zone is throughout the United States of America, applicable for.
I know what you're talking about. Are you talking about the EB5 projects?
No, not EB5. EB5 can be a part of opportunity zone at downtown San Jose or any opportunity zone in America.
Yeah, I don't know, so I don't know anything about it. So that's the problem, Immigration, you ask me, I'll answer. But I just focus on immigration.
Get back to you later on.
Okay, good luck to you. Wish you all the best. So let us continue. That's nice. This is the thing. I'm limited in my knowledge. I stick to what I know well, and I don't want to give false advice. But the caller brought something interesting that I think there are some opportunities. People investing. People invest. Our people always invest. But I'm not really an investor. For me, I will prefer invest in a forest. That's my hobby. I like farms. I like animals. I like nature. So when I invest, I like to buy places which is like a cabin maybe in the forest. That's what I like. I don't. But other people like cities. I'm very much against concrete. Just to that's a footnote that I want to tell people. I'm very much. That's where I really want to spend most. Whenever I have a chance, I'm in a forest. I like archery. I like things like that. So I like stuff that are related to nature, and I'm very much an environmentalist and seeing what's happening to the world. By the way, since the caller brought something kind of similar, a lot of investment around the world, but we are not investing in our future for our kids really when it comes to environment. So I make a call on all of you. Don't think because you're an immigrant, you're struggling, you cannot do something. And when I'm talking environment here, I'm talking about major disasters coming, right? Look at Australia, and my heart goes to the people of Australia, by the way, and Chile yesterday, and also I heard the typhoon in the Philippines, and I heard it's going to South China. We might have differences with many people, but at the end of the day, humans are dying, and we have to care about that. Just as a footnote, and it's the end of the year, and I know a lot of people are really going to need help. So prepare yourself. Next year is going to be really bad when it comes to environment, and many experts are saying a lot of things. For example, they just found out that the oceans in California are becoming acidic, and that's really bad because that's going to kill everything that is there. So we need to find some solutions quick, and we can't just sit down on it. Let me take another caller. This is Shah Peerally, you're live on air. Hello. Okay, I think we don't have any callers. So let me go ahead now, Vedika. We're going to talk a little bit about the same problem we're talking about, I-8221G. And for those who don't know what it is administrative processing. This is when you get stuck at the U.S. Embassy. Oftentimes, they will issue what they call the pink slip sometimes, or things like that. And what it does, it really creates a lot of problem. The reason it creates a lot of problem is that you're stuck there, and then what happens next is that you can see yourself losing your job, because by the time you get an answer, what it is, even if it's a good answer, it might not be good, because when they check, they say, hey, you know what, you don't have the job anymore, we won't give it to you. Or at the airport, when you reach, by that time, you got your stamp. That's another fact also. Let's say, for example, you go for the interview, everything goes well, but in the meantime, your job terminates you because they are tired of waiting on you. And that's becoming very common, right? And then you continue, you just take that approval, you come at the airport. Now, if at the airport those guys ask the question, where are you working, you will say for company XYZ, right? That's a company that has the approval, etc. And they call that company and they find out you're not working there, you're going to be in big trouble, because that's going to be lying to them. They can put 2 to 1 year, they can even put fraud and misrepresentation for you at the airport. So be very careful. Do not, I repeat that, do not come back even if you have an approval and your job is terminated, because at the airport the risks are too high. The solution is to find another company, move that H-1B from company A to company B, get an approval, then you come back. Okay? Even you have the stamp from company XYZ, you can use the same stamp. But don't use the 797 from company XYZ to do for company B, because what it will do to you, you will be charged of fraud at the airport. And that's major, because what happens next, if they put you into expedited removal at the airport, you're going to see yourself be blocked for 5 years to enter the United States. I'm saying all this not to scare you, but to tell you to be careful, okay? It has to be. Now things are not like before. Okay, people had a good life, lucky, but if you're traveling, you got to be careful, because once you're outside, a lot of things cannot be done for you. So you need to be very, very careful. Of course, we can always bring you back, but by that time, you have to find a company, be able to interview on Skype or whatever they call it. Then you will ultimately get that. So be very careful on that. So I just wanted to mention that. Now, I'm going to kind of move to another topic, and then I'll come back to immigration. You can still call. The lines are open, 510-657-1170, 510-657-1170. And that was what I wanted to talk about. That's what I wanted to talk about on INA 221G. And now the next topic is something different. It's a different area of law. It's debt settlement. A lot of people have been really going to a hard time lately with all the things. Especially you have the situation we're talking about. People getting stuck, and they have debts here, they have things here, and they cannot come back. Let's say, for example, you cannot come back for a little bit, and you have a credit card, and you cannot afford to pay that credit card because you lost your job, etc. We can try to negotiate those credit cards, get it out of the way, and this is what we call debt settlement. A debt settlement is not a debt consolidation. It's not what you see on TV, and we're seeing them more and more now, where basically they tell you, take all your debts, put in this basket, do one payment. This never works, because nobody is able to maintain that. What we are talking about here is totally different. You have, for example, a $10,000 debt on one credit card, another $10,000 on another credit card. We negotiate with the credit card company and basically remove that amount to a lower amount that you can afford, and you pay one time, you get rid of it. For example, a $10,000 can become $3,000, $4,000, depending on your situation, depending how much they're willing to work with us. And then you just pay them, and that's it, and you're done. Of course, it doesn't protect the credit, but it doesn't hurt the credit either, because if you're not paying on those credit cards, it's already there, not being paid. So what else is going to get worse? So we can help you. Also, houses that are getting underwater, a lot of people are not seeing, but the house market is either stagnant or kind of a little bit going down, and we can help with getting rid of some of the second mortgages. So if you need help on that, feel free to call us, 510-742-5887, and the blog for that is yourdebtsettlementattorney.com, yourdebtsettlementattorney.com. We can help you also for some business loans. Some business loans we can help. Some loans, just to let you know now, for example, if you owe some medical bills now, they're doing that depending on the hospitals. They are just quick. They don't even have to go to court to collect the money. Okay, one of the things with debts, if it is regular private debts, they have to file what we call get a judgment against you. Then they can file a writ to get the money from you, and that's when they put lien, they garnish your paycheck, etc. But certain debts now, especially involving the government, they just go inside your pocket. They don't even have to go through all this. So you need to make sure that you protect yourself and you don't get yourself in trouble. So it's not really kind of a situation where people just think, oh, I'll just ignore it, it will go away. Sometimes it does, but most of the time it doesn't. So it's really it's something that a lot of people don't know about, but a lot of people were able to get back on their feet using that. And we have done a lot of those, and so far we have been successful. And the way it works for debt settlements, only when we get a deal, then it's a contingency, then we will actually charge you. Otherwise, we don't charge you. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Attorney Shah Peerally, and today I think is the last show of the year, right, Vedika? And I think next week might be a recorded show, because I might be traveling. I'm not sure on that right now, but it might be the case. So if you're listening to that show another day from December 26th, then that means it's a recorded show. And then also, just to let you know, if you need help on immigration, doesn't matter what, family petitions, marriage petitions, U visas, H4, H4EAD, that's another big thing right now. A lot of people are questioning themselves, should they go on H4, H4EAD or not? Well, the answer is usually yes. If you have a chance to go on it, take it, because we are thinking even though they're trying to take it away, those who have it will be able to keep it. So enjoy it as much as you can. You can always shift back to H1B, etc. And during the time you are in H4EAD, you can even build your own business, which is something big. And a lot of people I've seen really did well building their own business on H4EAD. So I will highly recommend that you make sure that you get a chance to actually kind of take advantage of it. And if you want to assess before you do anything, feel free to call us at 510-7425-887. 510-7425-887. And I don't know how much time we have, Vedika, just to be able to continue the show. So let us kind of recap this year, because this year has been really tumultuous, right? A lot of things happening, not only in America, but overseas. And we are seeing a lot of things happening politically in countries, and this is kind of making people pin against one another. So I wanted a message of hope for this year, and seeing a lot of people getting together to help each other, but at the same time a lot of people kind of seeing things like, okay, this is my group, I'm going to side with this one. This is my group, my community, I'll side with this one. At the end of the day, you're going to suffer with that. I've seen many people, look at Hitler, look at all those people, they didn't really do anything well in the world, and they end up getting in mess, and the people following them getting into more mess. So think well, especially when you write on those social medias what you're writing, supporting this group will bite you, and it's happening now already. Now the second thing that I wanted to mention is also next year H1B is changing a little bit. We're going to have the pre-selection happening around March 1st to March 20th. They're going to put it online. We will do the pre-selection, and if you are a new company or you are an existing company working with us, or a new comer who wants just one single H1B, feel free to reach out, 510-742-5887. 510-742-5887. Just to let you know, we're not really a volume practice here. We take a certain number of cases and we limit it to that on purpose, because we want to give the quality of work, right? So if you take a lot and then you don't know what you're doing, it ends up by a mess for everybody. And even now, when we have not that many, we still have cases where it doesn't go through the way we want. So bottom line, you need to actually make sure if you're hiring a lawyer, the lawyer first knows what they are doing. The lawyer knows what he or she is doing, knows what he or she is doing, and at the same time knows all those intricacies of the immigration law. Because if you don't know what's happening out there and you don't give feedbacks and you don't really keep up, these kind of cases can easily get you in trouble as a lawyer. I've seen people getting wrong advice when the lawyer told them, no, you have to leave the country. There was no purpose to leave, and then when they leave, they get stuck out there. And the truth is that the lawyer made a mistake, didn't see that this person maintained status. They didn't have to. He could have easily kind of gotten a change of status, but he went for consular processing. It's also a matter of choice, right? Some lawyers say it's easier to get an approval doing a case consular processing. That means you send it to the U.S. Embassy and come back to get the I-94 instead of getting it inside, rather than just filing it like that. But the problem is that you're putting the people at risk, because if they have to leave, there's a chance they don't come back no matter what. So people have to know that. That doesn't mean most people don't come back. Most people do come back. But you don't want to be a statistics of the 10-20% of people who don't come back. You form part of that, right? So the rule of thumb I have in cases, I try my best to keep my clients here for them not to leave. Unless it's necessary, I will not let them leave. And that's where I can at least be a second opinion for you. You can call us 510-742-5887. 510-742-5887. And just another recap for the year. I wanted to wish all of you Happy New Year, and hope this year that is coming is going to be better than last year. A lot of things we've seen, a lot of environmental problems. You can see every time you open the news, it's somewhere a big cyclone or a big hurricane, monsoon. I heard is really causing damages in some parts of India, the Philippines. We're having these big cyclones on the time when everybody was wanted to be happy, and guess what? They end up by not only not being happy, but they got I think almost 20 deaths or something like that. And Australia is really bad. Sydney, I have friends there, and they're telling me really is burning. And I'm just saying this to that my heart goes to them, but hey, this is happening, climate change, you might believe in it or not, but that's my feeling, and it's going to get worse. If we're not prepared, or if you don't do anything, we are going to really go into a mess next year. So we should do something. I wanted to take advantage of having the air to talk about it, because this is something I've been fighting for since by the way, I've been writing on climate change since I'm 15. I wrote an essay about it when I was 15, and everybody a lot of teachers were just telling me, you don't know what you're talking about here. Nothing is going to burn. We will find a solution. Technology is coming. Guess what? Now, it's 40 years later, they have not found any solution. They are still doing the same, and it's getting worse and worse. And then if nobody, just think because we are immigrants here, we don't have a responsibility. We have a responsibility towards the entire world, by the way. Either we do something good, or our children are going to suffer. It's not us. It's them. And it's very, very unfair that we have abused the planet, and now they're going to pay for it. And that's kind of a footnote. I know it's not immigration, but that's kind of my opinion again. And anything I tell you is my opinion. You should not act or refrain to act solely on the information provided. You should contact an attorney if you have any questions. Vedika, I don't know if Amit is here. Amit, are you there? Hello?
Yes, how are you?
I'm doing well, Amit. I'm doing well. Thank you so much, Amit, for being here. I think you have 12 minutes to go. I'll let you finish, Amit, and talk a little bit about debt settlement in Punjabi for me, please. And
yes.
And we'll be in touch soon. Thank you, Vedika. Happy New Year to all. We'll be back next week, and the